first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! That is by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win.
He got it.
If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. Today is Thursday, April 16th. We're vibing. Vibes are high. Baseball program's on the rise. We're back. We'll see what team we get this weekend. I guess the same can go for Ole Miss because they're in this pretty much the same boat.
Same exact.
And the portal is taking shape. You're seeing how this roster is coming about. Going to be a ton of new faces, but I think that's just going to be the new norm in college basketball. So excited to talk about that. We'll talk about the Gits. We'll talk about Tennessee added a new signee from the high school ranks as well, the number one player in the state of Tennessee. So we'll talk about that as well. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. We will get to those as the show goes, and we'll just see what happens. Just kind of winging it here. We do have a good – let's go ahead and talk about this. We have a brand new sponsor of the show. Excited about it. That's our good friend Jennifer Morris. For all of your home buying or home selling needs, reach out to Jennifer. She is great at what she does. Also does a fantastic job working with student athletes and helping them kind of reach their realty goals. I think that's the right word. So, yeah, go check out Jennifer Morris. Her cell phone number is 865-257-7897, or you can reach out to her via email as well. You can see that right there on the live show. So thank you, Jennifer, for doing this. We're really excited to be working with her. We're going to do a lot of different stuff, and hopefully that is a partnership we have for a long, long time. Excited about Jennifer Morris at Keller Williams. Let's do it. All right.
That's exciting.
Yeah, dude, fired up for it. It's we kind of talked about it like a year ago with her. I've known her for a while through just social media, and just didn't work out last year, so picked it back up this year, and we were able to get it done. So excited to be working with her, and hopefully, if you need somebody that can help you out through that process, it's just I work in that industry. It is a tough industry it's a tough thing to go through, especially if you don't know what's going on. So it's always good to have that one person in your corner, and that's what Jennifer Morris is there to do. All right. Transfer portal.
Tennessee's cooking. I think
Ricky.
the report that came out that Final Four weekend about how Tennessee's taking the transfer portal seriously and wanting to invest everything. They got the big money. I think you're starting to see it. Ricky's doing his thing.
Yeah,
he's still got it, man.
And it's kind of an easy sell. And I got my orange goggles on for sure, but when you have you've been to 8 or 3 straight Elite Eights. You're consistently one of the top teams in the SEC. Obviously, I know football program, basketball, it doesn't always correlate, but you do have that kind of going for it. It's not like you're going to Kansas where, hey, in the fall, we just can't wait till basketball season starts. So I think you have that pull of it being a sports school, and then you have like the SEC is more dominant. You have Tennessee doing it in a bunch of different ways. They've had the SEC Newcomer of the Year 3 straight years, so I think that kind of speaks for itself out of the portal. So it's not a surprise. It does make me think, like, is this Rick's kind of last hurrah, or is he just addicted to it now? I don't know.
I don't know. I've been questioning. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I feel like everyone's been questioning, is this Rick Barnes last year? Is this Rick Barnes last year? He's getting old. I mean, in my opinion, if he wouldn't have gone out last year with all those seniors that he really, Zakai and Meshack and like those guys, this could be like, if he didn't go out with them, like he may never stop. He might stop myself. I'm going to say it. He might Joe Paterno this thing. He's just going to go. He's going to die.
Let's hope he's not Joe Paterno anything. My goodness.
Like I'm saying, like he's going to be up in the booth with a wheelchair, calling the play still.
Well, Derek Dooley did that. Didn't work out well for him. So maybe we just will avoid the wheelchairs at all costs, and he'll just coach as long as he wants to coach. Yeah, I think that, he's always good friends with Roy Williams and was from North Carolina. And, Dean Smith was one of those that, like, when it was time, like, he didn't like it anymore, he just gave it up. Same with Roy Williams. I feel like Rick Barnes is going to do that same thing. And he's kind of mentioned that. When I enjoy not coming to work anymore, or I enjoy not coming to work, that's when I'll hang it up. So it seems like, with this kind of short stint of like getting guys on campus and closing it out, like Mariano Rivera, I think he loves it. So
yeah, and he's even said that as well. He said it in a press conference that he enjoys this. He likes the transfer portal, and like I said a couple weeks ago when we talked about this, as a Tennessee fan, you have to that's got to bode confidence in you that your coach is like, hey, I walk in, I scout the guy. I say, here's what we can do for you. What's the price? Here's what we got. And we go from there. And then he coaches the team, and he's shown that he can take these guys in and, create this great culture, whether it's just in a 8 or 10 month period and, put a good product on the floor, great product on the floor. I think it was Duke and Tennessee are the only schools in the last 3 years to make the Elite Eight. You're an elite company. It's just Tennessee has that stigma of, can't get there. And it's more Rick Barnes to get to the Final Four. But it's a hard tournament. We don't have to reopen that. But, yeah. He's done great.
Well, and it seems like he's assembling a team to do just that. Is what, when it comes out, like as soon as that Michigan game was over, Tennessee is going to be super aggressive in the transfer portal because Michigan did it. They kind of sold out for a national championship. Obviously, they saved some buyout money for their football coach. So it seems like they're putting it toward basketball. And they got a discount rate on Utah's coach in Winningham, who I think is a good coach, but that probably didn't tickle anybody's fancies for that Michigan program. It seems like they're all in on basketball, and they're kind of doing it again in the portal. But I think it goes to show that there is resources within Tennessee kind of everywhere because they're doing it with football. They obviously did it with baseball with the new stadium and everything, and they're doing it with basketball with the transfer portal. Lady Vols, they kind of have to. Because
I was going to say the Lady Vols are too.
There was nobody left. Yeah, there was nobody left. So, it is, I think, adding, before we go into the transfer portal, you add Chris Washington Jr. today. The number one player in the state of Tennessee was originally committed to Alabama, was supposed to go on his official visit to Tennessee late January. That was when the winter storms happened, and then just couldn't work it out with his schedule and everything like that. Well, they finally, it seems like they just kept that relationship going. And going and going and going until they kind of figured out, like, hey, this is kind of what we need on our roster. This is how many spots we got. Now, if Amari Evans would have stayed at Tennessee or Bishop Boswell, like maybe that doesn't work out the same way. Or a Jalen Carey. Maybe it doesn't work out that way. But kind of having that on your back burner and landing a top 50 player is I mean, that's just house money. And you probably don't have to break the bank to do it because, a transfer portal, like a quality starter, is going to cost a lot more than a top 50 player from high school, is what it seems.
Especially this year. I mean, in the
Mhm.
last year, the price tags initially were crazy, and this year it's even crazier. I forgot what outlet put it out, but John Blackwell, that's in the portal from Wisconsin right now. I mean, the going price, everything's rumored, $5 to $6 million. I mean, that gets you 2 or 3 top 50, high school prospects. Obviously, a John Blackwell, you it's a 5-star. He's a potential All-American. You can fit right in. It can plug and play. That you don't really get that out of freshmen. But you brought up Michigan. They had some really good freshmen. One started, and one came off the bench, and so to be successful, I mean, UConn, the white kid, the shooter that they had that hit the shot versus Duke, that was a true freshman. The college basketball is not like the other sports that we see, where if you have an elite freshman, by the time the season is so long, by the time the postseason comes along, those guys aren't really freshmen anymore. And you can really develop them. They're on campus for a long time. They're not like football where sometimes they get there in the fall or late summer. And you have to work them in, and it takes a while to, see freshmen develop really well. Basketball, if you can land a good one, which it seems like Tennessee has, you can really develop them and use them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Tennessee did that this year. They landed guys out of the portal. Now, they didn't have to replace everybody, but they did have a good, and I don't know if they were expecting that. Obviously, Nate Ament was expected to come in and play right away and have a big impact, but I don't think they really expected the same for Amari Evans or Dwayne Brown to come in and do what they did. And it stinks you weren't able to get Amari Evans, but it seems like he just hit the portal and hit the road. And then I heard Bishop Boswell, like he committed to Maryland. I think that was today. And I heard he got $2 million from Maryland. I mean, Buzz Williams, what the hell are you doing, buddy? My goodness. $2 million?
I thought it was so strange when I saw that pop. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't watching Bishop Boswell's, portal decisions closely. I wasn't honed in on him. But when I saw the Maryland pop, and then you hear the numbers, I'm like, it's strange. But that just goes to show, again, like I said, the portal's crazy. It's crazy in all the sports, but really basketball, these high-level guys, it's a lot of money, man. I think you're looking at, Louisville right now is getting close to like that 30 million mark that they're putting into their roster. They saw what Kentucky did, and they said, we want to one-up that. So no pressure, Pat Kelsey.
Yeah. I mean, Louisville's done well in the portal. Indiana's another one, and Tennessee's kind of right there with them of what they've done so far, and hopefully more to go. I mean, Juke Harris is out there still. You have the kid from Boston College. You have Terrence Hill Jr., who's on campus, I think currently from VCU, that would probably be your point guard going forward, was the 6th man of the year in the A-10. So you still have some guys left out there that you could land and start filling out this roster. And then we'll see what Ethan Berg does. We'll see if, you've heard Clarence Masamba could possibly return. I mean, Nate Ament, I don't know. I'm out here thinking no. And then like, it's been a weird, like it's not like he's just been see ya. He's still around. He helped recruit Jalen Harrelson to Tennessee. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you sell a guy that's, if he's a lottery pick, he's probably gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you kind of weigh the options of like, hey, look what is next year. And it's not this year's class by any means. So I think that's out there where you can, hey, if you're they have you like as 12th and you could be 4 next year. What is that difference? I don't know the answer to that, but I don't know. I think it's an option. I don't think it's realistic, but I think there is a slim chance Nate Ament could be on this roster next year too. And you save a spot for him just in case.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. So there's no doubt if you're Tennessee, which I'm sure the conversation has been had, you say to Nate, it's probably a combination of things. You're saying, hey, what are your people telling you from the NBA side? What are you looking at? Because I pulled it up today. I was listening to the ESPN Talk Radio out of Memphis because they're really fun to listen to right now because they're big into watching their own Grizzlies team tank and watching the lottery. They're spinning the wheel, seeing where you end up. But they were talking about Nate Ament got brought up, and the rookie salary scale, the signing bonus was something that got really interesting. Do I think Nate, if he would come back to Tennessee, does he get 3, 4? Because here's why I brought it up. He's probably in the lottery, which lottery is those first like 10 to 12 picks. I think 12 and up. Number 12, the signing bonus for this year is $4.5 million. After that, it starts to drop down 4.2, 3.8. Once you're down into the 20s, it's 2. So that's where these guys, if you're Tennessee, you can have those conversations where if Nate is being told, hey, you're probably in that 15 to 20 range, we can match that. Come back. We can give you that money.
I think if he gets where he's 15 to 20, he's back at Tennessee.
Yeah.
For sure. Because especially like you look at next year's class, you're like, I can easily get in that lottery next year.
Yeah.
With a good season. So yeah, I think he's back if he gets 15. Now, if he's like 10th, he's probably gone.
That's $5 to $6 million. That's you're probably gone. Yes. Because that's hard. That's hard one as your own player to say no to that. But also like schools, I mean, think about it. I mean, we have Monty and Michael here in the chat saying, Juke and Hill are locks. Guys, if Nate says, hey, I'm going to come back and I want the $6 million, you can kiss Juke and Hill goodbye. You know what I mean? Like that. You can't pay for all these guys unless the war chest that Tennessee has or has been rumored to have is that deep. But
yeah. And I think Tennessee wanted to get some of those guys back that left. Like they probably wanted Estrella and Boswell and Evans. And I mean, those guys thought they were worth more money. And from everything that I've heard, they're getting what they wanted basically from another team, but it wasn't like in my opinion, like, and I know the transfer portal is outlandish but $2 million for a guy that you didn't even know if he was going to score a point in a game in Bishop Boswell. Like he had some good games. Sure. He was a good defender. Sure. But in this day and age, like you have to have somebody to score. And Tennessee's biggest flaw was they didn't have a 2 guard that could score consistently.
I mean,
so like you can't pay $2 million for the weakest starter on your team. You can't.
There'd be games where you didn't know he was on the floor.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And the thing with Nate, like you got to recruit in the portal like he's not going to be back. But you hold a spot just in case, and you figure it out with everybody else. I mean, Juke and Jalen Harrelson, they kind of play the same position-ish as Nate would play, so I just have a hard time thinking that's going to work out. But you get I mean, these guys are like ones and dones. Besides Jalen Harrelson, that was and he could be next year.
Yeah,
he could be gone. He was a 5-star former McDonald's All-American. Went to Notre Dame. I don't know why you go to Notre. He is from Indiana.
He's from Indiana. Yeah, Landon. He's big. Like I was reading up on him. He's 6'7", 220, and every bit of it. The biggest thing that we
need an edge, so I'm thinking we could use him in football too. If we
true. Him or Jalen Carey, one of the two. Maybe get Jalen Carey back on campus. But no, the only thing, the Jalen Harrison signing, I think is perfect. I think it's awesome. But the biggest thing that stood out to me, you see his 3 points for the whole year. He's 5 for 25.
20%,
that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Notre Dame sucked. He averaged 16, 4, and 2. Like he was great, but Notre Dame sucked. So maybe he wasn't getting those shots up. Maybe he wasn't creating space for him. But that was the biggest thing to me. It's like, maybe he is your point guard. I don't know.
At 6'7", that would be unreal. That would be awesome.
I know.
But he did but what you're saying, like he did have good assist numbers for a guy who is a forward. 2.6 assists is quite a bit in college basketball when you're a forward and a true freshman at that. Like
on a team that sucked.
Yeah. And like he's always been the best player on the floor or on his team for sure. And he was the same at Notre Dame. We're not asking him to be hero ball at Tennessee. Like if you get Juke Harris and you get Terrence Hill Jr., you have Day-Day Ames. I mean, those guys are scorers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think Tennessee's doing. Tennessee is getting guys that can score the basketball. Whether it's three-pointers, Tyler Lundblade, same thing. Guys that can score the basketball in a ton of different ways. You have to be versatile to win a national championship or make the Final Four. And so I'm not really worried about the 20% three-point percentage because you have other guys that can shoot threes. We went this year where Jacoby Gillespie, like, he was your three-point shooter, and that was pretty much it besides Boswell every now and then. Nate, I mean, he might be 20% too, but he was so good at getting to the free throw line. What was his free? He was 67% from the free throw line.
I was just about to look up what is his free throw percentage. That was the only thing I did write down.
I wanted to see how many free throws. Okay, he gets to the line.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing that said, big, strong. He's a downhill attacking the basket guy. Obviously, at 6'7", 220, no one's getting in your way when you go downhill. So, but yeah, I would assume he got to the line a lot. That's what I meant.
Yeah, his last two games, he got to the line. He shot 26 free throws. So that'll play.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. If he wasn't getting to the line, that was a big thing with. I love Josiah Jordan-James, and I think he's going to get compared because the lack of shooting, for sure. And Josiah Jordan-James, through his time at Tennessee, really built on that offensive game. And he had that baseline shot that was really good. But it was hard for him to, score in bunches because he wasn't a driver that got to the free throw line a ton, and he wasn't a great three-point shooter. But this guy's going to get to the rim, and that's what Nate was so good at last year where, hey, we need a basket here. Nate, go. Do your thing. I feel like Jalen Harrelson can be that same type of player for Tennessee that can just go. If you get fouled, hey, make your free throws and let's roll with it. And, hey, if they want to double team you, hey, we got guys that can hit a three. Tyler Lundblade just sitting there in the corner just waiting for you to throw him the basketball.
I think it's awesome that Tennessee, you can see what they're doing. A lot of times I feel like, especially in football, but teams, they just pick guys and you don't really piece it together. I think Rick Barnes does a really good job, or even people like me and you can see it. We can picture what they're doing with the players. They're really putting a good lineup together. Also, we talked last episode about VFLs. We missed Josiah Jordan-James. That was a big miss. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Another 5-star that had a pretty good career at Tennessee. It didn't work out like in the NBA or anything like that, but in terms of college career, had a heck of a college career. I really like this get from Jalen Harrison. I feel like it fits. Like Tennessee needed a wing, needed kind of I feel like he's a mix between Nate can get to the rim kind of player and Jalen Carey that can be a bruiser if you need him to. So I like this get from Jalen Harrelson. I was going to add something else. Oh yeah, what Tennessee needs going forward. Tennessee needs a big man. Yep. They got Miles Rubin from Loyola Chicago. I feel like they have Dwayne Brown back, so that's good. You need another body there because you lost Cade, you lost Estrella, you lost Dwayne, or not Dwayne. You lost Jalen Carey, you lost Felix Okpara. I know Cade Phillips didn't have an impact this year, but you kind of rotated those 4 guys. Right now, Tennessee has Dwayne Brown and Miles Rubin. So they're going to need to add a big man. What does that look like? I know they're interested in Bryson Tiller. It looks like he went to Missouri today. And then they have the kid from, I'm just blanking on his name. He's from Boston College, and Tennessee just hired Grant from Boston College that was the coach there. So that kind of makes sense. I think he averaged like 6 and 5, something like that. So
it's not the Kapke guy, is it? From Boston College? Because there was a center last name Kapke, but he committed to Nebraska today.
no, I don't think it will. Who was their power forward? I think it was like a. If you said his name, I would know it, but I can't think of it right now.
Let me dig.
Okay. Let him cook. But yeah, now Tennessee, I think they have 16 spots total, so that takes up, I think they have 4 left I think they have a walk-on, and then they have Ethan Berg and maybe Clarence Masamba. So I think there's like, did you find it?
I got it. I got the first name. Is it Jason Asmota? Is it the 4-star? Small forward.
I don't think. I think this is the yes, Haskins.
Okay, Jason.
Yes, Jaden Haskins.
Jaden,
is that right?
Haskins.
Okay.
Yep. Haskins.
Okay. Oh, is it Hastings?
Hastings.
Jaden
6'9", 225.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big dude.
Center. Yep, that's a big boy.
Yep. Yeah, I think Tennessee was linked to him, so we'll see if he gets on campus. But hey, closing them out. I mean, every person that's got on campus has committed to Tennessee. I think Terrence Hill, everybody was worried about Kansas locking that one down. He takes a visit to Kansas. He gets on a plane, comes right to Tennessee. So when you're able to get a guy on campus, it kind of goes in your favor. It usually does. And especially with these, I mean, you see a fit with a team. There's no like these guys like have scheduled visits. They go see a team. They're like, hey, I can fit here. I'm done. I'm good. I feel like there's a lot of that. Whereas in high school, it's like, let's take every visit and then let's have this big signing celebration thing where we throw hats and stuff like that. So it's definitely a different ball game, but Tennessee's, when they're getting them on campus, they're closing them out. And that's what you got to do in the transfer portal.
Unlike our friends up north, Mark Pope.
Dude,
what is he doing? they're gonna kill him.
They went all in on the BYU point guard apparently, and they just whiffed on everybody else.
Shocker! The guy who voluntarily shaves his head bald is awkward and weird to talk with. Like no way, right? Like the 6'9" Mormon from Kentucky, like weird guy, no way. Like
yeah.
But they, as a Tennessee fan, it's got to make you feel really good seeing like how bad Kentucky's doing. Like that's what it could be, guys. Like they're bringing guys on. They're not even bringing guys to campus. Like they're getting on Zoom calls with players, and they're just like, no, we're okay.
Yeah. Well, and like it's got to suck being a Kentucky fan when you see the portal rankings and what you have coming back, and it's Louisville and Tennessee up there right at the top. That's rough. Hate to see it.
Hate to see it, man.
Couldn't happen to a better program.
Yeah.
All right. Let's who's so far, who is your favorite get in the portal for Tennessee?
I know we talked about him a lot today. I like Jalen Harrison. I like the idea of getting a guy that you can turn it to 2 years. He's raw. I think you can take the 3-point percentage and the lack of 3-point shooting 2 ways. You can say, hey, either 1, he's not a shooter, or 2, like there's something there. I mean, he only took 25 threes last year. That's it. That's 25 threes as a guard. So there's something there. You can build on it. That's exciting. But to me, it's the size. I mean, 6'7", 220, ball handling, going downhill, getting to the line.
Can freaking
It's
dunk
something
on
Tennessee.
anybody.
Yeah. What about you?
I think one guy that's like, because he was the first to commit, like hasn't really got talked about much because you're always waiting for that next guy. And I think Juke Harris is somebody that will probably be it if he does commit to Tennessee, or Terrence Hill. I really like both of those guys. Love to see a guard. Like, I feel like guards are so important. Big men are too. I don't want to take away from that, but that's your like whole entire offense. And Rick Barnes, like, that's what he's been so good at developing, is really good point guards. So I really like Terrence Hill, so it'd probably be one of those two guys. But I like Tyler Lundblade. I feel like he's a different player that Tennessee hasn't had in forever. Like, maybe I'm not going to say Lofton, but I'm trying to think of like a pure knockdown 3-point shooter. Tennessee hasn't had that in so long. So I'm interested to see kind of what he can develop into. I feel like he's more than just like, he creates his own shot and he does well off the ball to create space. I'm interested to see kind of how that translates to the SEC. But I like that pickup. In-state, Belmont, going to get a guy out of Nashville. I mean, it just makes sense.
Also, Juke Harris, Hall of Fame name. I mean, you got to be good at basketball. I mean,
you got to be athletic, right? You can't
you
can't not be athletic and be named Juke. Like Jalen Carey couldn't be Juke, right?
Yeah, Trey Scosi can't be Juke. I'm not dunking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start calling you. I'm gonna start calling you Juke.
Oh yeah, buddy Eric, the Kentucky fan in the chat. Big week for Will Stein. Good week for him. He's getting all that money that Kentucky basketball is.
Who have they got? They got anybody good?
Kentucky football?
Yeah.
No. Oh, they got that Notre Dame quarterback, but no, probably not. But I'm saying good week for him because
the backup at Notre Dame.
Yeah, the backup at Notre Dame. The people at the Kentucky basketball keep missing on players. That money got to go somewhere, right? So
yeah. Well, they spent all of it last year. They don't have it anymore.
True.
The $22 million's gone. Like, I mean, they wasted that away to almost get beat by Santa Clara and then get beat in the second round.
Mark Nope.
Yep. I mean, I'll give him that. He can beat Tennessee in the regular season, but damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason he still has a job, right? Is because he was able to beat Tennessee.
Well, yeah.
And because they probably don't have any more money to pay a buyout.
And they're paying their athletic director that stepped away a position within that side of the university. It's like a 6-figure position that they're giving them. So their finances, they're a little struggling over there. They figure it out.
Yeah.
This isn't a Kentucky show though.
Yeah, maybe they put him in charge of finances.
Maybe.
Yeah, makes sense.
It looks like a finance guy.
Yeah, he does actually, which I am too. So, anyway, Tennessee's transfer portal class really coming together. We'll see kind of what they're able to add as more guys get on campus. We'll see like who is returning, who is not, who can maybe come back from the portal. You don't see that a whole lot, but Tennessee's already had it done once with Troy Henderson. Clarence Masamba is another guy that, I mean, it didn't have like, how are you able to go in the portal and you don't really have any tape? I feel like that's a tough sell with like, you're like, no, I'm worth more than what Tennessee's willing to give me. Are you? Because what are you really worth? Because it wasn't like he was this high profile high school recruit because he came from overseas. I feel like that's just a tough sell for and everything I've heard, he's super athletic and they're excited about him. So maybe you kind of get in the portal and you realize like, hey, maybe grass isn't greener on the other side kind of thing. I mean, everybody that's went to somewhere else, JP went to Michigan. Cool. I mean, he got a lot of money. Maryland.
Yeah.
I mean, Maryland's not a program like Tennessee. We actually took – they lost all their players the year before. Tennessee took Jacoby Gillespie from there.
Yep.
Yeah, Buzz Williams. And then you have Cade Phillips going to Buckyball. Does that – I don't know.
That
Does
didn't
he
make
fit in with Buckyball?
If I don't know why any big would go play in that offense.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Now, if you're a guard or something like that and you're fast, you shoot, sure, fine, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird – I thought he'd end up at Alabama. But, yeah, Buckyball beat Nate Oates for that. I mean, Alabama's struggling right now in the transfer portal. Nobody wants to go to Auburn right now. No. So it's kind of been like the two teams that's really kind of stuck out to me in the portal in the SEC is Tennessee, number one. And then Missouri's had a pretty decent go in the portal. I think Dennis Gates, he's recruited well. I don't know how well that works out at Missouri because I just think that is not – I feel like they're a school where you have to sell out for one sport. And I don't know if they're doing that yet.
Well, they're definitely not investing anything in baseball. That's for sure.
God.
They crossed that one off the list.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't investing when they had every chance in the world to hire Tony Vitello, and they fell flat on their face. So, Arkansas not having –
Arkansas's got, I think, the freshman class, though. I think they have another Darius Acuff 2.0 coming in.
Well, that sucks. Hopefully they don't. I think – I mean, they're always going to hit the high school hard.
The one and dones. Yeah.
All right. We mentioned Chris Washington Jr. already, but Tennessee did land him top 50 player, number one player in the state of Tennessee. 6'9", 195. I mean, if you're looking for I'm not saying he's Nate Ament, but when you're looking for a build like Nate Ament, he's built exactly like him. Just tall, lanky, can dunk. I saw like a scout on him from somewhere I was reading today, and it's like he's really good at basketball and he can shoot, and he's kind of a stretch four, but he tries to dribble too much for a guy that's 6'9". And I think Nate Ament came in and he was kind of doing that same thing where he was dribbling like too much.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, find your spot and go. None of this dribble, like you're not blowing by anybody in college basketball at 6'9", 195, really. But I do like his game. He's from PCA, so he does play pretty good competition, if you want to say that, in Tennessee from Murfreesboro. I think it is a really good get and one that you've kind of kept in your back pocket until you kind of saw what your roster looks like. So I think a really good class overall for Tennessee, transfer portal wise, but also high school, kind of those not projects. I don't want to call them that because that sounds bad, but maybe underrated players like a Troy Henderson, Dwayne Brown, Amari Evans. All those guys were not just highly touted guys. But I feel like Chris Washington is probably one of those highly touted guys that a bunch of schools wanted him. Again, top 50 player. And I think it was good for Tennessee to go ahead and land that one and get him on campus. Now, what he does after this season, who knows? I think it's hard to bank on guys just coming up in your program. It doesn't really happen very often. But, hey, maybe you get a Dwayne Brown or a Troy Henderson's like, hey, I'm going to give this another round and carve out a role for me because I'm comfortable here. I like it. And, I mean, I guess Rick Barnes has to stay because he could leave. But, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, Chris Washington is a Tennessee Volunteer.
Lock down your state. Don't let, Vanderbilt's gotten better this year. We saw that. I think it's good to get the best player in the state,
Yeah. I mean, that you always, it just hits a little different when you land the top player in the state of Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee had, let's look at the top 5 players in the state. They went to Tennessee number 1, Fred Smith went to Memphis. Mason Williams went to Kentucky. Trey Pearson, High Point, and Malachi Brown to Michigan.
Isn't Fred from Memphis?
Yes, he went to
Yeah, that's what I
Briarcrest.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's look. The old boys from Ole Miss coming to town this weekend. Oh, you!
It's Landon Trey week, baby.
Dude.
I try to keep it on the down low. I really do. But I'm excited. These are two teams that are not very good. I'm gonna be honest.
Or are they?
Or are they? Yeah.
Because
I mean,
no one knows, and I think that goes for everybody in the SEC. I don't know who is good and who's not. I thought Mississippi State was one of the top teams in the country, and they got swept by a Tennessee team that, I mean, you've heard of getting off the mat. I don't know if Tennessee was. I think they were embedded under the mat somewhere.
I mean, it was very unanimous the episode before they played State that you and Caleb and even myself were like, no, dude, they're not. It's not that just they're not gonna host. Like, they're not making the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
It was down bad. Oh, Trey's camera's glitching. Is it still glitching?
It's that freaking what kind of electric company do you have?
Is it still bad?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
It'll glitch every now and then, but it's fine. It picks back up. It catches up to you.
Okay.
You're not outrunning it.
Good.
Scosi.
But no, it's I mean, Mississippi State, like we're talking about it, they go into Oxford 3 weeks ago. They sweep Ole Miss. They don't make nothing of it. They beat the crap out of Ole Miss. And then you turn around, you get swept by Tennessee at home. I don't know. It's an exciting series this weekend.
Yeah. Monty said, "Turn him off till he changes hats."
Until he changes hats.
Yeah,
I think we should.
What'd you say?
We should do a live stream on when we play on Saturday. Me and Landon are going to go to the game together.
Okay. Yeah, we should. We should Facebook Live it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will want to see that.
Just from our perspective, though, like, we don't actually show the game. That's my favorite when people go live, and I'm like, I can't even see what you're looking at. Why would I turn that on? Yeah, and I don't want to hear some of the broadcasters. I really don't want to hear somebody random talking about stuff that they have no clue what they're talking about. So
it's just going to be us eating hot dogs.
Yeah, 100%. So many hot dogs will be eaten on Saturday. This is a big series because, like, it is two teams that have been swept. They get a sweep this week or this past weekend, and then obviously Ole Miss comes down. They got beat last year by Tennessee. That was kind of a big series with Tennessee having Liam Doyle and Andrew Fisher on that squad. So, but it's two totally different teams. I mean, how old is Hunter Elliott?
Here's another thing, Lynn, I'm going to tell you about him. I don't know, a lot of Tennessee fans know this. He found out a month ago he has another year of eligibility.
Bullshit.
I swear to God. Because he had two injuries.
He's Diego Pavian, this thing.
But he's not even he's the Friday starter. But the key for Ole Miss, we don't need to be big into Ole Miss because obviously this is a Tennessee show.
We're scouting them, baby. I'm scouting them.
It's their pitching. It's their three that they have on their Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters. And actually, the Saturday guy for Ole Miss is their best pitcher. He's probably going to get drafted the top 10, 12. Hunter gets pegged early. Similar to Tennessee, Ole Miss is very hit or miss at the plate. I mean, they'll go. I think it was in Florida. They went and they won 2 or 3 at Florida. That in between games 2 and 3, which they both won, there was a combined 20 innings where they did not record a hit. It's bad. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Ole Miss is not a great baseball team. but they have found a way. In college baseball, when you can have, and Tennessee has seen this as well, when you can have 3 really good pitchers, even 2 aces that can go on a Friday and a Saturday night and get late in the game, you get the 5 to the 5th, the 6th, sometimes even to the 7th. It allows you to be successful. But when you're not getting the ball in play, when you're not moving runners across, you're not going to be very good. So it's easy to say. I think this weekend it's going to come down to who hits. That sounds dumb. It's baseball, but who gets the hits with runners in scoring position? Who gets the extra base hits? Is it going to be Tennessee? I don't know, but
yeah, like I got a text from somebody within the program, and they're like, it's going to be a war. Like, Ole Miss has some really good arms, and I think that for Tennessee to have some confidence in this one, hey, look what you did against Mississippi State's Friday night guy. That's probably the best arm you're going to see all year long. In Tomas, something with a V. Yeah.
Yes.
Valanciunas. No, I don't know. I don't know how you
You're
say
thinking about the NBA.
Yeah, but it's something similar to that. But he's probably he throws 97 from the left side. Like, that's a nasty pitcher. And you're able to hunt fastball because, the scout is right there. Like, Tennessee, not great with off-speed stuff. But they started hunting fastballs, and they got deep in counts because then they were trying to throw junk early, and they were getting balls, and Tennessee could kind of tee off a little bit when you're ahead in the count. It's a lot easier being a hitter when a pitcher's trying to catch up and get something across the plate. And so you kind of found something a little bit this past weekend with hitting, and obviously, like, that average jumped up quite a bit. Tennessee hit over 300 in that series, and against a really good pitching rotation that Mississippi State had. Ole Miss, when I was looking at them, I was like, okay, like they got to be pretty decent hitting wise. They usually are. No, they are worse than Tennessee.
Yeah,
their average per team is 265. Tennessee's is 268. I think in SEC play, Tennessee's like 245, and maybe Ole Miss is like 230 something. The one thing that kind of pops out to me, though, Tennessee has struck out 290 times. That seems like a lot. Ole Miss has struck out 374 times this year.
Do you now see what I was talking about at Florida, where there was 20 innings consecutively with no hits?
That's unreal.
It's unreal. The fact that they have gotten to where they're at and the teams they've beaten, it's a testament to the coaching or to the pitching staff. I'm not giving it to the coaching staff. I'm not a Mike Bianco fan. I'll get in front of that. But it's when Mike Bianco put the staff together or the team together, he was really home run dependent. He go gets a Tristan Bassetta from Clemson. That's a huge home run hitter. He's been great. He's Ole Miss's best player. And then you bring back 2 guys, Austin Foley hit 25 home runs last year, and I think he's at 5 this year. It's just not
Tennessee
happening.
Couldn't get him out last year.
Yeah. It's just not happening. I told you, I don't think it's a very good team, but that's what makes me excited for this weekend.
Well, yeah, and like you mentioned, how do you say it?
Bassetta. Yeah, Tristan Bassetta. Yep.
So, like, he has 16 home runs, 42 RBIs. That's really good. He also has 51 strikeouts. I think Tennessee, the most a guy has on their team, which feels like a lot, I think, is Blake Grimmer and Reese Chapman have 30. And that's the most, like, a Tennessee player has. Ole Miss has a 51. They have a 47, Judd Utermark.
Utermark, yep.
Yep, he has 47. You have Colin Reuter. He has 47. And then you have Austin Is it Foley?
Foley.
He has 46.
Yeah.
So, if you're a Tennessee starting pitcher, hey, there's your opportunity. Now they might get you with a home run every now and then, but it's kind of like the whole this past weekend was kind of like the whole Frank Anderson thing. Hey, we're going to throw strikes. We're going to strike out a lot of people. If you give up a solo shot, somebody runs into a barrel, it doesn't matter because we got offense. And we're not going to get beat by teams hitting a solo shot. They have to get every single bit of that ball for it to work out for them.
And you hit the nail on the head. I think you got it exactly right. That Ole Miss, they may barrel up a baseball. You know, I talked about their home run heavy, but they're not getting the guys on base. You talk about the strikeouts. You know, I talked about the lack of hitting. We've talked about the average. The other thing, and I don't know how much you've looked into it as well. I talked about that. I think hitting is going to be the key to this game. Ole Miss boots the ball around. They got a serious problem at shortstop, a serious problem out in left field, where, you know, if Tennessee gets the ball in play, Ole Miss is known to fumble that ball around a little bit too. So if Tennessee can barrel up some baseballs, just put it in play. It's college baseball. You know, things can happen. It can be successful.
Yeah, and I will say this: like I give Ross Kivett hell all the time, but that defense has been really good for Tennessee, and for years it hasn't been. Like, but it didn't matter because you're hitting bombs all the time. So where, hey, you can let guys on base every now and then. Who cares? Or you had a first round pitcher in Liam Doyle or Chase Dolander or some of those guys that was just going to get an out the next batter. But Tennessee, like this past weekend, it's been a little different. They've had trouble on letting guys on. Now they've pitched around it pretty well, but this past weekend you had 2 walks and 1 hit batter was the only free passes you gave up. You get that this weekend, I think you win the series, 100%. Now, if you let guys on base and they're able to get a 3-run homer, or good God, if we give up another grand slam, I'm freaking.
It's bound to happen.
Dude, I'm going to shove my face through a window because I'm going to absolutely lose it if we give up a walk, an infield single, and then a grand slam. Like, I cannot take that for my mental health. So please don't do that. But I feel like if Tennessee pitches what they're capable of with their starters, and then you ride that bullpen, man. I ride the bullpen as in Cam Appenzeller, Brandon Arvinson. You ride those guys, and then you figure it out on Sunday to get a win. I'm going to talk about this on the bat flip. That'll be live tomorrow with Xander Sechrest, but I feel like Tennessee's got to find their third guy in the bullpen. Like, it's great having Cameron Appenzeller, Brandon Arvinson. That's the ultimate goal for a program, having 5 potential starters, because you can use 2 of them as a piggyback and finish the game and hopefully win those games, and you're set. Tennessee is getting really good starts from Evan Blanco, and they're still kind of losing games because the bullpen can't figure it out and can't close it in the end. Braden Krenzel, he's their best arm, but he has 0 confidence, man. I mean, absolutely no confidence from SEC play. He did get some back in the midweek. I feel like they threw him in there. He had runners on base, got out of the jam, and that's great to kind of build on that. But it's kind of been tough sailing. Now you're able to figure it out on this past Sunday. You kind of press guys. You went Brady Frederick. You went Chandler Day, who is a true freshman, and then you went Bo Rudy. I feel like Bo Rudy's probably your next guy, but he's a guy that you want for 1 inning. You don't want to have him go because he throws a ton of fastballs. He's going to get hit if people keep seeing him. So you want to get him a good solid inning and get him out. He's great in that closer role, but Tennessee's got to find that arm. I feel like it needs to be Brady Frederick or Braden Krenzel. And right now, both those guys just don't have a ton of confidence on the weekends right now. But if you win the first 2, who gives a crap?
Yeah. Must win or can't lose.
now I just got to say must win. I
Yeah.
think I got to put a must win on everything. I mean, now you're sitting like we were thinking no postseason, and now you're thinking like hey, we could host. We could host.
If you get 2 or 3 this weekend, because I was pulling up Tennessee's schedule here as you were talking. You get 2 or 3 this weekend from Ole Miss. You have another good opportunity to play a really good team next weekend in Alabama. They come to town. Let's say you take care of business at home. You go to Lexington, the team that is struggling. We'll see what happens there. Texas, it's rough. One of the best teams in the country. Cross that bridge. And then Oklahoma, another team.
Are they?
I think they are. I mean, I think they are. I mean,
I'm with you. I think they are too. It is, but it is crazy. It's a week-to-week thing, it feels like in the SEC.
Yes, absolutely. And then you finish with Oklahoma. So it's there. You take away, I mean, you got Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Texas, Alabama. Those are 3 really quality postseason teams. You take care of business versus those 3. They're all at home.
Yeah.
See what happens,
Well, you have one true road series left.
Yeah.
And it's Kentucky, right?
Do you guys go to Oklahoma? Let me check it out.
Well,
you go to Oklahoma, but it's in Oklahoma City.
Correct? Yeah. It's at the is it the Oklahoma City Dodgers? Is that what they are?
It says Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers AAA team. They used to be the.
You're a Dodgers fan. That's just ridiculous, man.
I'm not a Dodgers fan.
Or you're a Yankees fan. Sorry.
Don't you compare the two?
Okay.
You threw me in the same category.
And I do it again. I'll do it again.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have been to Oklahoma City and been to that ballpark. It is really nice. But yeah, it's not a true road game. Like it is 45 minutes away from Norman, I think. So yeah, one true road game left.
And like I said, we thought will you correct me when I said Texas one of the best teams? You probably have seen the best team. UCLA is incredible.
Yeah,
now they're the Big Ten sucks. Let's just get in front of that too.
Yeah.
But what they're doing to teams, it's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they have 1 through 9. They can rip it. And they got some good arms. They have one elite arm. They have some that are okay, which I feel like that's a team that you're just like they're so good and they run into a buzzsaw in a regional. That's just what it feels like. And because like they aren't battle tested every week.
No.
Because they play what USC is probably the next best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Like I think they're on a streak. I don't know if they lost it, but they were on a streak of like 20 some odd wins in a row. I'm going to try to pull it up. But some of the wins that they played against, it was like Minnesota, Ohio State, Indiana. I'm like, what? Let me pull up their schedule here.
Nebraska is pretty good. USC, and then the next best is Purdue. That's crazy. Indiana's usually up there. They're usually in a regional. Tennessee's faced them a couple times, but
of course, it is absolutely butch this that they just lost on Tuesday night 4-0. But before that, it was 1, 2, 3.
I have they're on a 18-game win streak. Are they not?
I have that they lost on April 14th to UC Santa Barbara 4-0.
Okay. Maybe this isn't up to Big Ten. Get your weight up, man. They get your
website fixed.
Yeah, good Lord. But they had won 18 in a row.
Yes. And that
they're 11-0 on the road. That's insane.
Well, I mean, think about it. Well, I guess it's still a conference, but like they play all those away games in the Big Ten that are so far away. But yeah, they already swept UC or USC.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the only best team. Yeah, their best games this year: Tennessee, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. Start the year.
all in one weekend. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who like. UCLA is definitely the top team in the country. Other than that, like it's hard to know like who's after who are the top 5 teams? I would assume Texas is probably up there. Georgia's probably up there. Is Mississippi State up there? I don't know. I thought that until this past weekend.
Not the way they're playing right now. I want to ask you this. This is more broad. I know we're getting here towards the end, but like, do you think the SEC is down this year, or all the teams are competitive? Because like going into the year, LSU was supposed to be this juggernaut. God, I hope their football team goes down like this. You know, Texas A&M was supposed to be this massive thing. Texas was supposed to be untouchable. You know, Ole Miss, Tennessee were supposed to be really good, and they're right in the middle of the pack. Arkansas, God, we haven't talked about Arkansas at all this year. Do you think it's a drop off this year and teams aren't very good, or is it all the teams are pretty competitive? Like, can you look up a month and a half, 2 months from now, and the super regionals, there's 5 to 6 SEC teams in there?
And maybe I'm biased. Like, I could probably see that because, like, it's not like something – these teams play each other every single week, and then they go into a regional, and usually they just wipe through the regional. Now, sometimes they team up with another SEC team in a super, and then you just kind of like – you just got to play good baseball on that week.
Or your Ole Miss and your Mike Bianco, and you lose to Murray State and UT Skyhawks, and you know all those things. You know, unless you're Mike Bianco and Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Auburn's good. I feel like Florida should be good. It seems like they're turning a corner.
They got touched by Bethune-Cookman the other night, which Bethune-Cookman, add them to the SEC. They beat LSU this year. They beat Florida this year.
They're padding that resume, baby. They they're like, we're going to get noticed. We're going to make it regional because we're going to win. We're going to win our weekends, but we're also going to try to win a midweek too. I don't know. I mean, Arkansas is beating Georgia right now 3-1.
And I think did they sweep Alabama last weekend? They go 2-3.
They did. They swept. So I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking that the SEC is down. Now, there's nobody cheering against UCLA like Greg Sankey should be, because he cannot afford another Big Ten team to win a national championship.
He's going to get fired from his job
because he has been over by the Big Ten.
Yeah,
with the playoff stuff, with obviously Michigan win a national championship in basketball. You had Indiana win it in football. If UCLA wins it in baseball, I mean, he's going to lose it. Who won the lady balls, or who won the women's?
UCLA.
Dang, dude, he can. It just can't happen for him.
They beat the snot out of Texas.
Yeah, that.
Or South Carolina. They beat the snot out of South Carolina. Yep.
Yeah. No one's cheering for the SEC like Greg Sankey is this year.
He should be, because what he did to football to agree to a 9-game conference schedule.
Yeah, what an idiot! What an absolute idiot! But yeah, questions real quick. You got any? Got any more?
I don't have any more. We should put a little friendly wager of something, or a little.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be money.
I'm down. I'm not shaving my head.
God, no. I every time I go get my hair cut, I have to do 2 things. One, I have to acknowledge that it might be the last time I get my hair cut, because I'm finding male pattern baldness. And 2, I asked my hairstylist, "Hey, bald spots yet?" She says no. I said, "We're good to go then." So I don't touch the hairs. I don't make anything do with the shaving or anything like that. But
okay,
we got to find out something, and then we can put it on Twitter or something.
All right. Yeah, I'm down. Some
what
news. Do you have any news?
I don't.
You didn't have a lot. I just have 2 things. I have 2 things.
Hey, go ahead. You go first.
Drew Gilbert back in the show. About time. I mean, the Giants suck, so I don't know why you don't have one of your best prospects up there, but whatever.
One Knock Soccer
Oh yeah, what
Going
was that?
to the MLS, beating DC United, and that's massive.
I mean, was this a midweek? Like, what are we doing? Was this Bethune-Cookman? I don't really know much about soccer to know. I know it's a big deal. I just don't know how big of a deal it is, really.
I think it's a big deal because I think I'm not God. Caleb.
Obviously, they haven't had a team very long, so that.
Yeah, there was another team in Knoxville's league that beat another MLS team this year, and I think it was the first one to do it. And then obviously one Knox does it. Was it last night? The night before last? It was last night. Beats them in penalty kicks. So, Soccer Town, Soccer City.
Yeah, let's go. We play on a baseball field.
Play on a baseball field.
I had Maryland guard Rakees Passmore is currently in the transfer portal, but does not intend to transfer. Fully intends on being a Maryland Terrapin next season. What?
Nice. This is.
How does that even happen? Like, what are we even doing here?
It's all money. It's all he is. He's just wanting to negotiate money, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's unreal. Somebody asked who has the best series this weekend for Tennessee baseball.
Pick a pitcher. any pitcher.
Cam Appenzeller, I feel like that's an easy one.
Yeah.
I'll go with a hitter because I do feel like pitching is hard for like an entire weekend. I mean, you're probably going to get one outing. So, give me Garrett Rod's playing really well. Let's go. Manny Marin stays hot. He's just in this hot streak right now. He just stays hot throughout this homestand, and he keeps it going. He's hitting in the 7-hole right now. He's playing really well. He had a ton of hit. I think he had over 400 in that Mississippi State series, so he's raking right now. So we'll love to see. I think he hit a grand slam in the midweek, so he's rolling. He's got the confidence going. So I'm gonna go with Manny Marin.
Just a little update before we get out of here. Florida in the bottom of the 6, currently up 6-1 on number 13 Auburn, and like Landon said, Arkansas up 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Still early there versus Georgia. So 16-5. Some good matchups in the SEC this weekend.
Yeah, Arizona State, they got run-rolled by BYU. They're ranked 23rd. That's a team that Tennessee beat in Texas after that UCLA game. So I thought that was going to be a really big win for Tennessee. Doesn't look like it tonight. So. Speaking of Mormons, they let it hang all over Arizona State tonight. Is that a rivalry? Sun Devils versus the Mormons? That just feels like it should be called something. I don't want to get canceled or anything, so I'm not going to try to come up with one. But I feel like something.
Say good versus evil.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can keep it PG.
Yeah. I will give a little shout out. I did another episode of More News. Put it out. It's about 20 minutes. Kind of broke down, the biggest storyline I think of this. It's college football season in my book, so I'm starting to get after it, put some content out. I talked about the top new coaches in college football, and I ranked like my top 5, gave some reasons why. I think the number was 34 new active coaches in FBS, head coach. 63 if you count the OCs and DCs. So, yeah, really cool little video. I want to see that put up on YouTube. So,
yeah, I need to watch that. I saw it today, but was not able to get to it. But I will watch it at some point. Probably tonight. Yeah, go check that out. We'll have the bat flip up tomorrow as well with me and Xander. We'll talk about this baseball team, this baseball series, a little bit more in depth. And then go check out our good friends at Hovey Dry Goods, hoveydrygoods.com. Use promo code MORE, 15% off that purchase. And then Roback.com, use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off that first purchase. They got a lot of new stuff over there. They got some Tennessee gear, got a new polo. So go check them out. Use promo code More Important Issues, 20% off that first purchase. Also, brand new sponsor, Jennifer Morris, great friend of the pod. This could not be done without her. So really appreciate her. If you're in need of buying or selling your home, or just want to kind of get into real estate and want to start that, some investments for later on. I'm trying to get to where I can do that. That's a goal of mine, to get to the point where I can do something like that. You need to go reach out to Jennifer Morris at Keller Williams of Greater Knoxville. Reach her 865-257-7897. Just a good person and loves Tennessee. So she would love to talk ball with you as well. As you kind of go through that process, put you at ease. That's what she's there for. So go check her out, and we appreciate her for sponsoring this show. Trey, see you Saturday, Hoss.
See you Saturday. I'm excited.
Let's get it. We're bringing the boat in, and we out. Forgot I got to hit the button.
Home run, slam dunks, give him 6. Boys at MII, they got your big orange face. All year long is the place to be, to hear some balls for life, talking Tennessee. You can hate us if you want, but we sure ain't